Hey, what's up, folks? SK here, and today I'm going to talk about the dreaded topic of pay to win because MMO season is coming upon us, where we have a few MMOs coming out with either the free to play model or the buy to play model, or the pay for subscription model. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about what pay to win actually is, because people have been misconstruing what pay to win is. They're taking it out of context and saying everything is pay to win when everything is not pay to win. Not everything that a company does to sustain its relevance in the industry is pay to win. Just because they monetize things in the cash shop or whatever, that doesn't make it pay to win. Alright, so while there is no actual definition for pay to win, trust me, I've looked up and down the internet. The first thing you're going to see when you search pay to win is going to be a Reddit title, what is your definition of pay to win? And everyone on there has a different definition of pay to win. Some people think just anything that will give you an advantage over another player is pay to win. Even if it's just an EXP boost, that's pay to win. And for a sense, that would be pay to win. But we've broken things down into different categories now. We've come further than that. And if you just can't afford it, stop calling everything pay to win. That's pretty much what it's come to now. If you can't afford to buy an EXP boost or whatever it is, don't call it pay to win just because you can't afford to buy it. You're going to have to grind a little bit longer. We're going to title that under pay for convenience. Now, off the bat, I know that statement is going to ruffle a lot of feathers, because people think that anything that someone can get other than you can't get from the cash shop is pay to win. If a game has a level cap of 105 and you both start off at level 1, they buy an experience boost that allows them to get to 105 faster. That's not pay to win. You can still get to 105, you just have to grind a little bit longer. Yes, they'll be able to get their armor and stuff because they're 105 faster than you can, but you're still going to be able to get to that point where you can get the same armor. There will be literally nothing hindering you from getting to 105 and being able to run the dungeons that they ran to get that armor, if the only thing in the cash shop is cosmetics and experience boosters. Nothing will stop you from getting the same things they got. All you got to do is pray to RNG and hope your enhancements are good. That's pretty much it. Nothing else from the cash shop will block you. Now, when it comes down to an item that would be considered pay to win, say a game sells you an item that allows you to increase your strength, your physical strength in game by say 40% for 1 hour. And you can't get that item anywhere else in game, no matter what, however else you play the game. Now that would be considered pay to win. But on the flip side, if that same buff is available in game and it does not stack with the cash shop item, that's just pay for convenience. They can get it off the bat from just buying it, whereas you have to go do a daily quest to get it. You'll still be able to get the same exact buff, you just have to do a quest to get it. That's pay for convenience. Now, the pay to win aspect of it would be that item doesn't exist anywhere else in the game. The buff doesn't exist anywhere else in game. And when it comes down to it, you're just pretty much screwed. You're going to be doing less damage than that person by 40%. So that's an example of a pay to win item versus a pay for convenience item. Now we're going to get into what a pay to win game is and what a non-pay to win game is. So take the same example. That item still exists in the cash shop, but it doesn't exist in game. Now the developers implement a boss to where a single party has to deal the most damage to that boss to get whatever drops from the boss as a rare drop. The boss only drops one of that drop every rotation that the boss spawns. The boss only spawns once a day, once every 24 hours, or once whatever maintenance comes up. Now, that 40% damage buff being only available in the cash shop, any party that has that is going to be able to do 40% more damage than any party that doesn't have that. Now, say that boss drops a weapon that does more damage than any other weapon in the game, and now that party that has the 40% damage buff can only get that weapon, and they just increase their chances of their party being able to run that boss over any other party just by running with the 40% buff. And once they all have the weapon, now they won't even need the buff anymore. They can just overpower you just by having the new weapon. So now comes the next fun term: paywall. So the paywall scenario comes into play where now this party of 5 has these 5 boss weapons that are stronger than any other weapon in the game. They're able to use these buffs that come from the cash shop that give 40% more damage, which means now they have 40% more damage plus how much ever damage the weapon from the boss gives. Now they've created a wall to where no one else can get past them. No one else can run against that boss, because they do more damage than the boss always. They'll always be able to survive the boss. They'll always be able to deal more damage on the boss. And at that point, then you can label a game pay to win. Now you're behind the MMO version of a paywall that just stops you completely from progressing. So now you can't progress in the game, and to progress faster, you're gonna have to pretty much pay to win. You're gonna have to be able to buy one of these items off the marketplace that these people are selling, and then be able to get 5 people that will run against them and be able to use the cash shop to run against them correctly, and hope you can just deal more damage than they can. Now, the same definition can go towards anything that is for defensive as well. Like, if it can help you survive longer than anybody else, and for some reason the boss needs you to survive to get the drop, that could still be considered pay to win as long as nobody else can get it through any other way in the game. And I want to clarify this because a lot of games are coming out soon. A lot of games are going into their betas right now, or are going to be released soon, and people are going to be labeling them pay to win, and it's going to be turning away a lot of people. Where these MMOs don't need a lot of negative talk going towards saying they're pay to win because somebody can't afford whatever. And I don't like to say people can't afford stuff, but that's what it seems like, is they just can't afford whatever the item is, and they just don't want to pay for whatever the item is, and they think it should be free because the game is, you know, just made. They want to play a free game. Not everything in the game can be free. If the game is free to play, yes, that's cool, but the company says to run service stuff to make money somehow. People are complaining, oh, we don't want to pay for costumes, we don't want to pay for this, we don't want to pay for that. Well, how do you expect them to be able to run their servers if they're just providing a free service? And a lot of new MMO players that are coming into the scene are doing this are going to be console players. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm a console player myself. I'm a PC player. I'm a all universal player, but a lot of people that are coming into this and saying these things are console players. They're like, oh, this is pay to win because they don't want to pay for, you know, anything after they pay for the game. And this brings me to my topic that I really want to talk about when it comes to this, because the closest game that's coming out now is Blitz Unleashed, and they're doing a ultimate bundle. Well, they're doing their founders bundles where you have, you know, early access, where you can play the game a few days earlier than other people. And people saying that the early access bundles are pay to win because you get to play earlier than other people and you get costumes and this and that. First of all, the fact that they get to play 15 days earlier shouldn't be bothering you, because they're going to be able to find out information to make your gameplay easier. That's one thing. The second thing is the game has a level cap, so the only thing they'll be able to do is get leveled up and get their armor faster than you. But the game is also instance dungeon, which means you won't be able to be stopped from leveling up and getting your armor as well. So in a sense, their gameplay won't affect your gameplay when you get to start playing March 12th or whenever you start playing after that point. It's the same way as someone that didn't find out about Blitz Unleashed until July. They come into the game and they're behind, but they're not going to complain that the people that got early access got to play 15 days earlier than them by 5 months as well. Like, what's the point of complaining? They're just going to play the game, level up, get capped, get their gear, and play the game as everyone else is playing. But that's it for the video, guys. Thank you guys for listening. This is SK here, and thank you for coming to my SK talk, I guess. I don't know what to call it. But yeah, like, subscribe, share, comment if you want to argue with me what pay to win actually is. I'm down to actually debate this, because like I said, I've been through situations where games have actually stopped me from progressing before because the team has been able to do things I haven't been able to do because I didn't want to spend the money on it. So take it to the comments, or hey, chop with me on Discord, message me on PlayStation. We can talk about this, and I will try to change your mind. You try to change your mind. But from this point on, I'm trying to say, this is what pay to win is. This is what pay to convenience is. This is what a paywall is when it comes to MMOs. And it's pretty much set in stone what it is. People are just trying to make everything seem like it's pay to win, make everything seem like that it's not worth playing. But even if you call a game pay to win, the developers aren't going to change how they do their stuff, because they still got to make money regardless. So with or without you, the game is going to continue. And a lot of you guys that are watching that are seeing people call things pay to win, realize these people are still going to be playing the game. These people are still playing the games they're calling pay to win. But yeah, that's enough from me. See you guys later. SK here. Peace.